Ruth, I'm really grateful that you've took time out of your very busy schedule to be with me today to do this short interview here at your fabulous studio here in Órgiva.
Oh, well, thank you for asking me.
No worries.
I was really looking forward to it. So,
excellent.
So where do we start?
Right. I think first and foremost, what I want to tell the people that are watching this is, you know, of course, you're not from Órgiva. You've not lived here all your life. I'd like to know a little bit more about what you did before moving to this area.
Oh, well, at my age, it's always the same. Where do you start and how long do you want this to go on for?
Okay, we'll keep it short.
I'll try. Well, I didn't start dance. That became my career. I didn't start. I was a late starter. Didn't start till I was 17 years of age, which was very unusual.
Yep.
The reason being I was studying my A-levels at school and I wanted to be a doctor.
Right.
Getting really, you know, at that age you do.
You do, yeah.
Everything's dramatic and drama. And my mother said to me, Ruth, you love dancing. You're always dancing around the kitchen. Why don't you go and do dance classes to release some of your stress and anxiety? And I had a friend who was taking class at the Birmingham Athletic Institute in Birmingham. And I went along with her to sign up and they said, look, we're sorry, no classes left for jazz. Gosh. And I was like, oh, and they went, but we've got ballet. And I went, I don't think that's really my thing.
Yeah.
And they said, if you join up for that in a couple of weeks, you know, 6 weeks, people will drop out of the jazz and you can slot yourself in.
Yeah.
So I started the ballet and never looked back. I was like,
fantastic.
Where have I been? Where has this been all
your life?
And then from there, because I was such a late starter, most people at the age of 17 were already on point, auditioning for companies.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I did it. I went to the Royal Ballet.
Right, okay.
I went to the Royal Ballet. You know, when they say angels, what is it? Angels go where devils fear to tread.
Yeah.
That's it. And I auditioned there, and it was in the old time. Nanette de Valois, who looked after Fontaine and Nureyev, it was. She came up to me at the end. She said, "You haven't been dancing that long, have you, darling?" And I said, "Oh,
no, really?
No." I was thinking, does it show? And she said to me, "I recommend you go to Rosella Hightower in Cannes." In France, and that's how I ended up being in France.
Right.
I auditioned for that school. They took me on because apparently Rosella Hightower had also been a late starter.
Right.
From there, I was there for 3 to 4 years. Absolutely loved it. Then I left and I went to Paris, and I got bourse scholarship. I got a scholarship for a school.
Yeah.
In Paris, and I was there for 3 years. Then I joined a company, travelled all over.
Wow.
Then when I reached should I mention age? At the age of about 35, I thought, I don't want to do this anymore. Not because of the dance, but what you put your body through.
The strain and the impact on your body,
people don't realise that you get to a certain standard in dance that you're like an athlete.
Yeah.
But the difference between an athlete and a dancer is an athlete will train for a certain race or a certain and then stop. With ballet, especially ballet, you're there all the time. All the time.
Competitive.
All the time.
Yeah.
Reaching for perfection, try.
Yeah.
And I got to a point where my body was just, every morning I'd wake up and I couldn't even touch my toes.
Ooh.
And it would take me about an hour just to limber up before I could do classes, before I went into a class.
Wow.
And when I got to 35, I also got a bit homesick, so I'd been living out the country for so long.
Yep.
And I auditioned for the London Contemporary.
Yep.
Because I'd never done contemporary before. And it was a 3-year course, but they took me on a 1-year course. I started doing it. Within 6 months, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I stopped. And then I went into, because at that time my mother fostered children that social services couldn't place in homes.
Yes.
So they actually asked me to start teaching the kids.
Oh, what a lovely thing. Fantastic.
So I did a lot of that with social services. Then I opened up my own gym. And it was the time when gyms were almost unheard of.
Yeah.
It was the time of Arnold Schwarzenegger.
He was the one
who, I'll be back. And he was the one who focused, I think, what he was doing upon gyms.
Yes.
And I met up with somebody who'd got a gym, and she was a bodybuilder herself.
Right.
And she'd got a huge studio. And so I started teaching. And
Excellent.
It was the time when aerobics had only just started.
Oh, gosh, I remember that.
And so I was going to a couple of workshops to find out more. And when I was there, someone came up to me and says, would you be an adjudicator for the British Aerobic Championships? Because of your dance experience.
Yeah.
So I travelled all over doing that. And then I think, what brought me to what I'm doing today?
Yeah, I mean, that's what the thing, your background is so fascinating, the places that you've been to, but of course you haven't always been in Órgiva. You moved to Spain, but outside of the area, and I think you came here because you had horses.
Yeah.
And you moved to Órgiva.
Yeah.
So on to that, Órgiva, it's not everybody knows about it. It's not on the map for a lot of people. What are the key things that you really love about this area, the Alpajadas, the Lequim Valley? What are the key things that that's the place I want to be?
I think with Órgiva, it is, like, I call it a hidden gem.
Yeah.
And you either love it or you hate it, people say. Those who come here, I find that the Spanish here are very open to foreigners.
Yes.
They love expats. They love the variety. And with Órgiva, it seems to attract a lot of creative people.
I found that, definitely.
An abundance of artists, dancers, musicians.
Photographers.
A lot of creative, but also alternative people. And the reason I came here was I used to live in Estepona, and I had 2 horses and 2 huge dogs, no land. And I had a friend who kept saying, you must come to Orgiva, you must. Came to Orgiva, the land, I found a beautiful piece of land. It was great for my horses, great for my dogs. By then, I was working for an online marketing company. I'd given up dance, all of that. And then it was while I was here, I suddenly thought, I want to start teaching again.
Okay, yeah. It's called you back.
Oh, it called me back. And what I found that I absolutely loved, when I was working back in the UK with this gym, and I did with the ladies, I used to teach aerobics, steps, all of this, and I did a performance, and it was combined that we were doing a dance with all the bodybuilders.
Okay, yeah.
But then also something I called Sugar and Spice, which was for some of the ladies.
Yep.
And it was the first time that I realised how dance could empower people.
Yes.
And the change in these women, and it really gratified me, and it made me look at dance instead of through a professional's eye where you're always after perfection.
Yeah.
It was seeing that these ladies turning up in tutus and they're
having some fun as well.
And sitting there and having fun, and it made me like, this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
And in Órgiva, to me, it was the perfect place.
Yeah. So we're at your wonderful studio now. I will do a short video of a tour of the different rooms.
Yeah.
You've opened a studio. Now, the studio is, I believe, open to all, but it's got a focus on, as you've said, women, empowering women, making them feel, I guess, more comfortable in who they are. You do a lot for, as you've mentioned, slightly older ladies that, want to keep fit, want to feel good about themselves. Could you give a little bit of an overview of the different types of classes that you have here so that clients watching know they can come and attend?
I'll start with the classes, but from the classes and the people who have come, it's also expanded into something. So I've got like Studio 24, and I've now opened up sort of like a club as well.
Yeah.
We'll go on to that. With looking at the classes that I do, for me, it seems that the main clientele who comes, so I've started focusing on that, are women 50 plus or 45 plus. The exercises are very gentle but very deep.
Yes.
It's all about isolating certain muscle groups, especially the core, and working on core, working on posture, but having fun.
Yes, yeah.
I'm also at the moment putting together a chair dance workshop for the 16th of March. The reason I'm doing that is because of living in Paris. Of course, I had friends who worked at the Lido in the Moulin Rouge, and I'd go along, and I did audition, and so I have a love of that as well. Yeah. And I've had so many requests of women saying, Ruth, I would love to sit on a chair and learn chair dancing, which is great for the joints.
And core again.
Again, the core. And then afterwards, we all dress up, get the boas out.
Brilliant.
Open a few bottles of cava.
Have a good time.
Watch each other, do a performance, encourage each other. If the friends want to then come along for that, we do that. I also do what I call ballet fusion, because I think ballet is so intense and you have to be very fit to do it. If it's not done correctly, you can end up having quite a few injuries. So my ballet fusion is all about body balance, working with ballet, doing exercises on the bar, again, the correct alignment so there's no injury. And I have
fantastic.
The ladies who turn up. I teach them a bit of Don Quixote with the fans,
with the fan.
And we always end up with a bottle of cava.
Brilliant. Well, it's always a good way to end. So this brings me on to my kind of final question about your lovely studio 2-4 here in Órgiva. Just to give an indication to the people watching, to the women watching, what kind of different dance classes, etc., do you have here, and how they can get in touch with you to participate?
Okay. I do weekly classes, three a week, and that is normally Pilates and body balance. I also do dance fusion and ballet fusion.
Right.
Why I call them fusion is because I incorporate a lot of the different types of training in dance that I had to suit the individuals in the class.
Yeah, okay.
My way of teaching, I never just stand at the front or sit at the front. I'm very hands-on, correcting postures, making sure that they're working okay. Some people will have a bad back, so I give them certain ways to do a different exercise depending on their back, or if they've got a health issue or health problem. And then I also do workshops. The workshops normally can be like 2 to 4 hours. Or sometimes a whole day, which incorporates lunch. It's always about women coming, feeling in a good, safe environment, exercising, posture, feel good about themselves. And then I always like to finish the class with an hour, half an hour, get together, and we just talk about issues that have happened in the week.
Life in general.
In general. And to me, it's a community thing. It's not just about the dance, it's about dance, community, like-minded people working together. That has also, from the dance, gone on to, I've now got part of Studio 2-4 is Club 2-4. And that is where artists come together. We open up, we have musicians who come, and we do an open mic night.
Oh, fantastic.
We have, if somebody wants a birthday party up here, we do that. Sometimes people have approached me and they want to do a book launch. And we'll get people together. So it's all, to me, it's very much about the community, what's going on, and keeping these creative people creating.
Yeah, definitely. Well, honestly, Ruth, I'm really happy to have experienced this today, to know about your past, which is absolutely fascinating. Your experience and your travel of actually getting to this area, this wonderful venue. What I want to do is to be able to get the people that are viewing this video to know exactly where to contact should they want to come and participate in classes. So if I can get the information from you, we will set it up on the video with a little note on there of where they can subscribe to, so they can get in touch with you for more information.
Lovely. I'd like to say, welcome to the bar.
Welcome to the bar.
But the bar, the B-A-R-R-E bar.
Not the one that you drink at.
Not the one next door. Bye.
Bye for now.
Bye.